Hi, welcome to NDE TV. I'm Peggy Robinson. Today's guest is Viktor, and you're in Hungary?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to tell us about your near-death experience.
Yeah, hi Peggy and hi everyone. So yeah, can I maybe I should say before what happened. So what led it to here? What led me to here to this experience?
Okay.
So I was like so the physical world wasn't enough for me as I was 20 years old. So I searched something that has to be more in this life, and then I found Reiki. I wanted to do something crazy. So healing with hand it was crazy enough for me. So then I experienced some weird stuff, what doesn't fit in the physical realm. Then one day I was reading a book from Elizabeth Hike, The Initiation. It was an Egyptian story. So and it was like I was remembering in a past life or something like this. So I had to cry. And I said, if I can go to Egypt, then I go. So I did go to Egypt with my now his ex-mate. So, and then there was a guide, the Hungarian guide, and so my mate said that she's like Jesus. So something is in it. So it was nothing for me. It was neutral. And one day we couldn't sit where we always sit. It was on the Nile, on the ship. So we found some free space where the guide was.
Found what?
And then, the guide, the Hungarian guide,
Okay.
there was some free space. And we were sharing our food because there was a lot of very nice food there. So we wanted to eat only just a little from each one. And I said, he was on my left, and I said to him, hey, try this, this is very good. And as he took the food from my plate, then I got a download in a millisecond. Like I was on the Last Supper with Jesus and with the other guys, and we shared our food. And before that happened, I have to tell you that we were at the cemetery. This is the underground, you know where the cemetery is, and the big and granite things, the pumps or something. So we were there and we had to forget to take our ticket. And that was this Hungarian guide, and he gave his ticket to us. But he said the story before. So he said, how do the poor kids go to the cinema? He said, we don't know. He said, they gather together the money for one, who's the best storyteller. And we send it in, and after the movie done, then he tells the story for the others. So back to the story again. So that was I, Jesus on my left. We were sharing our food, and felt like in this download, the information was that that this is the last time that we met him, and he told us that now we are the storytellers, and everything came together, everything, and then I just cried. It was very weird. So this happened. And I felt the teaching from Jesus was the unconditional love to the humanity. This was in this download. So I don't know if I was there or it was just a memory in the air. I don't know. I have no idea. So later, I had a motorbike accident, and again that we were going out. It was the last day I wanted to take aside my motorbike because the winter was coming. So it was probably the last day, and I hesitated to go, but I did go. So, and I just felt that after a good sleep or a very good dream, you don't want to open your eyes in bed. You feel very comfortable. So it was like this, and I just hear the noise of my motorbike. So I opened my eyes, and I wasn't in my bed. I was lying on the field somewhere, and my head was in the hand. So I thought, this is serious. Something happened here. I had an accident with my motorbike. And the others took my helm off. I was okay. I felt no pain, nothing. And I just realized that I can move my feet. So I thought, this is serious. And I started to feel pain in my chest and everywhere. And I thought, yeah, this is my last day probably here on earth. So I was alone because this relationship up to the end. It was 11 years together. We had no kid. So I said, I had a very nice life, so I'm ready to go to the life. Because I have heard NDE stories before also. It was very interesting for me. And that's my time. And I had a younger brother and a younger sister and my parents. So I thought, yeah, maybe they will try a little bit for a year or something, but they can get over it that they lost me. And the next thing was a white light. So like fog everywhere was white light. I felt that I'm in a hospital and the doctor was asking me, do I know where I am? And I said, yes, I live in a hospital. Do you know what happened? Yes, a motorbike accident. And he said, and until he spoke, it was from the right side came a black and red, like a fog into this bright white vision, like an explosion of napalm. And he said, you probably you have to use wheelchair to the end of your life. I said, yeah, it's weird, it's not good. And he said, but there is an opportunity for you because if you give your heart to somebody, then you can die and you don't have to be in the wheelchair. I said, I go for the plan B. So I give my heart for someone, I can say bye to my family, and then that was it. And then the next day it was blackness, out of consciousness. Then again, this white light spoke, and then again this voice, or it was like an operation. And I just hear it. This only sensation was just my ear, and I saw this white fog. And I heard the noises. There was a doctor and a nurse in the room, and then a voice came to me, and this voice took over my whole consciousness. And then I did go with this voice, and everything got wrong. So I just heard everything. So that was this white fog, and I thought I did something wrong to the doctor, and I attacked the doctor and the nurse. Okay, blackness. Next scene. There was the next scene was again. It was like in an operating room, and an energy came to me, and it was disgusting. And I, in this dreamlike state, my awareness was that I am Viktor Horth. So I knew everything, the accident, my life as me, myself. I was very aware. it was not a dream, no. And then this energy came, and it was like a serpent, but it stunk. And I know that only I am who observes this snake, or I don't know. The humans had no energy field in my dream. I just could hear them. But this being had an energy around him. And he just put me with himself in another reality. And in this reality, there was not Earth-like. It was, I had never seen something like this. It was like house or lamps holding me. I didn't have body, but it was only white and black world, white structures, black patches on them, and they grabbed me and they wanted to hold me in this reality, and they they wanted me to feel that I did something wrong, and they just pushed me on me. And I had to gather my consciousness, and somehow I just left them. I escaped myself somehow. It wasn't easy, but I did. I flew through this other reality, and then I came back to the operating room again. And then this guy came again, this serpent, this snake, and then bited big chunks out of my body. And there was panic in the operating room. But I didn't feel any pain, nothing. And I realized that the people don't see this serpent, only they saw just the something bites my flesh. And the scene was over. And then the next scene was that came again this guy, and I said, so we were discussing about this plan B, that I will die, I give my heart to someone, and that was it. So please, bite my neck, and probably I will die. He did it, I didn't die. So I never see it again. He never came back because he couldn't do anything to me. I was invincible. I waited for the light and the tunnel or something, but nothing like this happened. But I realized that I am not in this earth reality. My consciousness was really high. And so I stuck in this in-between world somehow. And then I said, okay, I do the wheelchair. Let's go for the plan A. And and then I was in a machine. They wanted to slice me, and I have to concentrate my awareness to this machine, and then it come back. If I lost my consciousness, it came back again and sliced me. And there was a camera, and I know that someone was behind this camera. And as I concentrated my awareness, they gave up. And I said, thank you to this camera. So they took me out from there, and I saw my ex-mate and her younger sister. They were in front of my bed, and I said, oh my God, I have some connection with the real reality, with the perfect reality. Because this was, yeah, I was lost in this world. I lost my body. Yeah, I had to recreate my body. There was like an internet, but it was like here in this world, but it was another dimension. So it wasn't like this. It was a little bit, it was like like a hidden word. Like if I can think now also in this reality, maybe there are some doors. If you go through this door, you find something weird. But we are normally not allowed to go through these doors. This is for the dark energies on the earth. So I think in this coma state, I could go through these doors. And it was just this darkness. And there was a scene where one of my, who did, there was my Reiki teacher, and he came to me, and he wanted to clear this dark forces around me. He brought a dog with him, and this was a ghost dog, so to say, and he wanted to eliminate these dark forces with this dog. And these dark forces took the dog and took all my relatives, my friends, everybody in a cage. And they said, now you have to take the dog. And this dog ate me from feet to my stomach. And they wanted to make a hybridization or hybridization. It was like, and it wasn't just me, it was many people there. And like for the elite can pay for this hybrids to protect their children, these dog man hybrids. But my dog, my hybridization wasn't good enough. The dog barely can't breathe, and they didn't want to pay too much for this dog. And there was this just middle class man with his little daughter was there, and they were a bit sad that it wasn't a successful hybridization, and they just have to put this dog away from me. And in between this time, I was succeeded to escape from these dark forces, and I met someone on the street, and this wanted my dog. I said, okay, take it. I don't want this dog. And I came back. They got me again, these dark forces, and they put the dog again onto me. But always I have to say yes to it. So because my relatives were in the cage. So if I just was myself, they couldn't do anything to me. Because what I learned in Reiki and something else is, I don't know if you know Carlos Castaneda.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. I also was taught this tradition. So I know what the one is, and I know what duality is. So it couldn't do anything to me because my consciousness was, if I die, then I go just to back to the oneness back. And I saw back, so ceremony also, this back forces to people from the outside world, and they saw some benefits, what they do there, this under the ceremony, and I saw that it was an initiation, and it started with the one. First initiation was the one, and they made it further, and they did the two. That's not the freedom. The freedom is the one. So it was it was a lie. It wasn't about the freedom. It was about if somebody took this, if someone took this initiation, they had to come back again to the earth. There was this peace and blackness came out from his mouth during this ceremony. It was very interesting. So they had to separate the dog from me, and there was a very long way back again in myself as I see this world. So, and the first thing I saw that was my ex and her sister, and I couldn't speak because they cut my neck, for the bleeding. This thing was inside me, and so I couldn't speak. And my visualization was that there is a very high Röntgen X-ray in the room. So the dark forces wanted to make it that my visitors just collapsed from this high X-ray. And I couldn't see anything, but get away, leave. They wanted to eat you because it was cut. And it was the biggest challenge that I couldn't say anything. I couldn't write because my eyes was crossed somehow. I don't know how, because my head wasn't injured. Maybe from the drugs, I don't know. And then I always saw always more from this reality. So these two worlds somehow crossed each other. And then I came back, and then I found myself always in another room. But they told me later I was in the same room. But I thought my consciousness was here. I think maybe it was because I saw my body. I saw the nurses, the doctors, but the room was other somehow. It was in a hospital. It was earth-like. I thought they must be always in another room. I don't know. So that was the reality. And once I saw also during the day, the nurse had taken a dinosaur. And I said, oh man, something is not, something's going wrong with me because this is unreal. It can be because my sleeping was upside down, so I don't know where I had to sleep. Then I was awakened during the day, during the night, so I was a mess. And yeah, and later, and I saw a lot of times my Reiki master, my Reiki teacher, and once I could talk, I told him, hey, you were here and there, and he said, no, I wasn't. So it was the first time I could talk. It was the first time that he was by me physically. And he said he was only just mentally with me. And I thought it was in his body with me. So it was a mixed reality. Yeah, it was very strange. And so yeah, slowly I came to this reality. So here I am again. Yeah. Any question?
Okay. Well, I had trouble hearing you. And so you were in a motorcycle accident,
Yeah.
and the doctor, the hospital asked you if you wanted to die and give up your heart or live handicapped.
Yeah. And later I came to it that maybe it was just this other reality. It wasn't the real reality. But you can hear so dark stories on the earth. Maybe if someone just thinks on it, you make a whole reality out of it.
So do you think he didn't really come up with a plan A and B?
Yeah, I don't think so, because I couldn't talk. So I was intubated and everything, so I couldn't talk. So that I thought I was talking that wasn't real because I was intubated. So
Do you think it was a spirit that asked it maybe instead of the doctor? It didn't look
yeah,
like the doctor.
yeah. But later I heard this doctor, and he was it. I knew his voice was it. So the reality in the coma, everything I heard came to me, and I think anybody, anything thought, it made a reality to me. So there was no secret, I think. So maybe he was just thinking, maybe if this guy dies, then they can sell his heart to anybody. So that was not an option. So they wanted to save my life, but it was not plan B for them. I think because I was young, I was strong, the heart was good, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made the story up myself. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah.
So you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm in it. So I don't feel anything from belly down. I can
The
control
waist
my
down.
muscles. Yeah. And it was another spiritual story. So I was in the wheelchair and I smoked something, a plant. And I was together with my ex-mate and her younger sister. They also did Reiki and everything, so we are on the same level, so spiritual level. And it was like a spiritual seeking with this plant. And I took one sip, and it was unfortunately too big. And it was a cool breeze here at the third eye. And I had to close my eyes, and I saw a space, and it was filled with unconditional love. And I instantly know that from around 3 years old, I lost the connection with everything. And I thought that I'm alone in this world. And as I felt this energy again, I knew this was only a illusion because this everything loves me ever since. He loved me always. He loved me during I felt myself alone. So and I just got an hour or so, and it was, and I could say that it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I have no words to say. It is so beautiful. Like, did you see the film The Contact? With Jodie Foster, right? And she is The Contact. Did you see it? A
What?
Carl Sagan film, Carl Sagan movie. The
What's it called?
Contact.
Contact?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she flies out to the space.
Uh-huh.
And she is there and she sees the universe, and then she feels this beautifulness. And I was the very same. And I knew instantly that who made this film, Carl Sagan, he also saw what I felt. And yeah, so I acted God, so to say. I didn't have any vision, it was just a knowledge. And I know that we are loved. And earlier I thought like this duality on the earth, the 50% of the power is God's power, the other 50% is Satan's power. And I and I know that that's not the case. 99% power is God's power, and only this 1% is, or maybe less, is dark power. And it is only on the earth, this 50-50%. And this earth is like a playground where we can feel ourselves alone, disconnected. And I feel that this is also so magical because this love is so great, so powerful. How could God make this closed reality here on the earth. How was he able to do it? So it amazed me. And yeah, that's why I'm here on the earth. I know what the reality is. It is a little bit hard to be here because I know everything is love. This is only what matters, and we just play a role here on the earth. So we can hate each other, we can feel fear, we can fear of death, and yeah, it's an interesting game.
Have
Yeah,
you changed after this? Like, do you have any abilities, gifts?
no,
Okay.
no, no. Yeah, this Hungarian therapy, do you know what this is? So as I was making this Reiki and anything, so I had sensations, but doesn't fit into this word. So I had these sensations earlier too. And nothing extra came after this event. Yeah.
You're not what?
So nothing extra came after this.
Nothing
Yes.
extra came.
Yeah, nothing extra. Yeah, sadly.
Oh,
And yeah, and during I was in the coma, in the ICU, the my Reiki teacher and the my ex mate and her younger sister, they all witnessed me where they were. And I don't remember it. So that was also a positive story, but I only remembered only the dark side as I woke up from the coma. And as I had this meeting with God, with His plan, I knew that I met God then also, but I wasn't remembering to it. It was just knowing later that I was there. Yeah, it wasn't allowed for me to bring any memory back from the other side, the real other side. Yeah.
did you feel like you had a choice?
I think now, as you ask me, it came to me that I think I had, and and after my accident, 2 years later, my younger brother died, and then I experienced that leaving the earth is the simplest choice. It's the simplest decision. As I told you earlier, they can do it without me. Maybe they will cry, and the hardest is to stay here because as my brother gone, before I wanted to myself because in the wheelchair I couldn't accept it. I was earlier dancing salsa, doing capoeira. I was working on the roof, so to be in a wheelchair, that's not my style.
You were a dancer?
And yeah, yeah, not professional, but I loved it. Salsa, Cuban salsa, Cuba. It's not so far away from you. And yeah, after my brother died, that was not an option for me. So I had to stay. I had to stay here and to be here for my family, for my sister, for my niece. Yeah, the daughter of my sister is my the daughter of my sister is my niece or nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm here. I'm telling the story because I am a storyteller, that the unconditional love is there. This message from Jesus and what I've had as I met with God. Yeah, so to say. Yeah, this is the message.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. And now you're wanting to start putting some of these into YouTube in Hungary?
Yeah, yeah, your videos, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Translated to Hungarian, yeah.
Because you say there's no NDE videos there, is that correct?
There is, but only just maybe 20, and that's it.
Okay, just a few channels.
And few people,
Oh,
yeah, you know. It's a little country, so not so much case. Yeah.
what do people think of near-death experiences there? Do they even know what it is?
Yeah, 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 can be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, please, please. Thank you also.
Ah,
Bye, Peggy. Bye,
bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.